Hello, everybody. This is Ferris.
And this is Caleb Lenore. Welcome to another episode of Conversations with the Homecare Guyz.
Man,
I think everybody knows whenever I say Conversations with the Homecare Guyz, everybody just get a
I love it. I love it. Caleb, how's it going, brother?
Everything is going along great. You know, I'm excited about what we just had over the past weekend, Ferris. And maybe you want to elaborate what happened with our family, you know, what we did.
Man, Caleb, so of course, every year it's a family tradition for us. Every year what we do, we come together to go through and actually just have a family dinner the Sunday before Christmas. Right. And it was a beautiful thing. All our siblings were able to come down. We only had one miss, and she had a few things to come up, but she was on there via Zoom or via WhatsApp as well. Right. But it was beautiful, brother. All the nieces, the nephews, the brothers, the friends, family. It was just very beautiful, man. But I know you're going to elaborate a little bit more.
Yeah. So, well, you know what? I think some of the biggest takeaways is, you know, normally as a family, my mom does all the cooking. Yeah. And so we did have a caterer by the shout out to Miss Lisa catering. She's a catering Grace in Dublin, Georgia. Mm-hmm. She did an amazing job. And so she catered some of our food, some of our side dishes. And my mom, you know, you can't stop mom from not cooking. So she made turkey and dressing. But we just had a great time just to see the family, give hugs. I think some of the biggest takeaways from your daughter Lena and Kristen, my niece, is they love the s'mores. Oh, yeah. And they love watching the movie in the theaters. The what's it called? Jingle Jangle. Yeah, they love that. So I think those were the biggest takeaways.
Dude, it was just good, just being able to create memories because I know so many times we're busy. Like, fortunately, with our family, a majority of us are entrepreneurs. Like, our brothers are entrepreneurs, sisters are entrepreneurs, mom's an entrepreneur, and so it's kind of hard for everybody to come together all on one page to one set day because our schedule's so busy.
That's strange what you just said. Really, yeah, I just thought about that.
Yeah, like
majority of our family are entrepreneurs.
Yeah, and so coming together just to sit down and relax. And I don't think we had one business conversation yesterday. It was all about family. It was all about food. It was all about fun. It was all about just for the kids, just seeing the kids just go around and play. That just meant so much to us and to mom and to the other siblings as well.
Yeah, we didn't talk about P&L statements or anything.
Nothing, all that boring stuff.
That's amazing. So definitely, we want to definitely say, you know, definitely spend some time with your family these holiday seasons. It's so important, okay? It's so important. And make those memories. That's what life is about, Ferris. Life is about cherishing those memories. What was, you know, I had a memory that I had over the weekend with your daughter. Lena told me she could ride a bicycle. And so, you know, we have a few bikes at one of the houses. And so we had pretty much had Lena. She went out and she showed me that she could ride a bicycle. And so I made that memory with Lena. You know, I helped her out and she said, I just need some help with getting on and making sure that I can push it and I can do the rest. Exactly. And so she did the rest, and I'm really proud of my niece. She's an adventurous, she's an adventurous young woman, young girl. She's young girl.
She's fearless. She's fearless, man. And just like I said, our other nieces and nephews, and got a chance, like our other little nephew, little Aaron, he was out there trying to shoot the basketball with our brother. Yes. It was just cool just seeing all the little ones come together, because that's what it's about. Like, we grown, ain't too much we can do. Yeah. Now it's just all about the next generation.
He's so smart too. He knows all those cars. He knows like 150 of those cars. That is so amazing.
Super smart.
I'm like, I don't even know people's names.
Exactly. I don't know.
We're like, hey,
exactly. Yeah. But man, that was cool, man. I think jumping into today's topic, man, is so important. I think it's kind of timing because today's topic is how to ask for help. Right. And I think so many times in life, we go at whatever we're going through, we try to go at it alone, or we're not equipped on how to ask for help. Asking for help is not asking for a handout, in which we're going to go through and delve deeper in on that right there. Ask for help is surely not ask for a handout, but in life, you cannot go through life alone. You have to have help at some point in time.
I think, Ferris, and would you agree, let me pose this question to you. Would you agree that the more successful you are, the more willing you are to ask for help?
100%, because I think the more I live, I realize that I don't know. The more I live, I realize the more that I don't know. And the more that I realize I don't know, I realize that I don't have infinite time left available. So I'm not going to go through and have that old ego saying I got to go through and find it out, kind of discover it on my own. I'm willing to go through and ask for help. I'm willing to put myself in circles to get the help or assistance that I need, because I know that what I'm going through may be temporal, or what I'm trying to learn may be a temporary process as well. So yeah, I'm more than willing to go and ask for help.
Yeah, and that's one thing I just thought of. I mean, I thought about, because like, you know, I went to we're part of masterminds fairs, and in our masterminds, you know, we're part of an elite group of people, especially in the home care industry. We talk about different strategies on how to grow our home care businesses, and we're with all these people that really are, you know, multimillionaires. These are people that are really successful in the home care industry and hospice and different arenas, and these people are always students. They're still students. Yep. You know, even though they're making, you know, all these millions or whatever in revenue and for the companies, they're asking for help. Mm-hmm. They're trying to figure out how to better service their clients. Yes. What are some different marketing strategies that are working in this area that may work in this area? What about caregiver retention? You know, they're talking about all these things, and they're asking for help. And so that's important. I think that the more successful you become, or the more that you want to be successful, the more willing you are going to ask for help. And sometimes a lot of people don't ask for help because of ego. You know, ego will get you. Ego will get you to go, because like, really and truly, you have to ask for help in this society. You have to ask for help if you want to be successful.
Because I think, Caleb, what happened is society has really put out there, if you ask for help, that means you have a deficit for something, or you're needy. Wow. And I think that's one that is so far from the truth. Asking for help allows you to go. First, it recognizes that you don't know everything, so it is putting the ego aside. Then asking for help, realizing it actually allows the other person who was once a student before you to go through and realize that they can go through and actually help get you to where you desire to go. And let me go. I'm gonna break this down even more. Go ahead. Asking for help. It's okay to ask for help. First of all, it's genuinely okay to ask for help. Now, how you ask, that's a whole different scenario. We'll delve a little bit deeper in on that. But it's okay to ask for help. And though, again, people who really want to go through and learn something in life, they're going to ask for help.
And I want to say this, Ferris, too. You have to remove your ego, and more successful people, you know, they don't have the trouble for asking. One thing I think that is, you want to be in a beginner's mindset. You want to always be in a student mindset of like becoming a student. Okay. If you are the smartest person in the room and the most successful person in the room, you're obviously in the wrong room. Yes. Okay. So you need to always be in a willingness to grow. You need to be always in willingness to say, you know what, I don't have it all. You know, I don't know how to do this. And can you show me? This is my level of expertise. And that's what most masterminds, that's why masterminds and stuff were created, Ferris, for people to come together, because everyone knows something that someone else probably could know. And so, and in order to get in the room, you know, you may have to pay to get in the room, but in order to get in the room, you have to be verbal, you have to be vulnerable, and you have to ask for help. And so that's one thing I would encourage guys, especially if you're starting a new home care industry. We're in the healthcare business, home care, hospice, whatever business you're trying to start, or any other business, whether it's a bakery shop or even a janitorial service, whatever it is. If you don't know something, you have to ask for help. And there are masterminds in this world for everything. And so even if you're trying to make a janitorial business successful, or a bakery shop, the best bakery shop, or a filing nails, or a nail salon, the best, there's a mastermind for it.
And I think, Caleb, as leaders, sometimes leaders, I'll say immature leaders, they are afraid to ask for help, because I was an immature leader. I was afraid to ask for help. I wanted to do it all. I wanted to know it all. I wanted to be the grand all of everything. But that showed immaturity, because what it does, it shows your team. It doesn't show your team that you're vulnerable enough to go through and value them. Because when you build a team, you go through and select individuals that are strong in certain areas. Right. So let's say we're building a team, and let's say I may not be the best person when it comes to computer programming, or I may not be the best staffer, or I may not be the best manager, even if I own the company. The vulnerable person will go through and ask that manager for help. Hey, what are some techniques that you use to go through and manage your team? Right. Instead of going through and saying, well, hey, I'm the boss, so you need to do what I say, or this is how you need to manage and everything. It's being vulnerable, it's asking for help. But I think sometimes leaders, we're some of the ones that's hit hardest when it comes to asking for help. But again, just like you said in the beginning, we have to set aside our egos to realize that, you know what? Help is not something that's going to go through and show weaknesses. Help shows strength, and it empowers the teams as well as we continue to develop them.
And I want to say the core of everyone's biggest fear is I'm not enough. That's why a lot of people don't ask for help. They feel like, okay, well, I'm putting on that I have everything together, but I'm not enough. And so once you lay that aside and you know within yourself, you know what, I am enough. I am worthy. I am that, but I still need some assistance. That's where the vulnerability comes in. And so you have to know that you are enough, and you have to know that, you know what, even though there's something that I don't know, I'm learning now so I can teach someone else. So that's what it's about. Let's talk about some things, especially in relationships. I know that, so many relationships paint the picture perfect relationship. They paint that they have everything going on. If there's an area that you're struggling, which is probably in your relationships, it's important to ask someone that you feel that has a successful relationship. How does that work? How are you being successful in your relationship? What are your thoughts about that, Ferris, even with relationships?
I think that's so important, Caleb. I know my wife and I, it's always an intention to go through and actually grow our relationship to make it even better. One point in time, we were going through marriage counseling and everything was just going well. Started off kind of rocky, we were going well. Then we stopped. We stopped going through and seeking that help. We stopped going through and actually getting better. Then it got to a point, I'll never forget, my wife asked me, she was like, hey, I think we should just go to counseling just for a little checkup. It wasn't like anything major, nothing like that going on, but just to kind of go through and just have another point of view to be able to express some things. I was like, well, no, we can handle it. We can go through. My ego got in front of me. And so instead of asking for help, I was like, no, we can fix it. I can fix it myself. And then we got to a point where we really needed to go through and talk to a person and get everything back on track. But I said that to say this: if I would not have let my ego get in front of me, we could have been just kind of, just like we're doing right now. We're continuously, like, everything's well in marriage, but we're continuously going through the counseling and everything just because we want to keep it there.
Hello, my name is Caleb Flanor. I'm the Director of Pediatric Care Services for Prime Care Home Care Services. Have you heard of the Georgia Pediatric Program, GAP? Well, this program provides in-home care services to children with functional disabilities at zero cost to the family. Right, zero cost to the family. Prime Care Home Care Services is a statewide provider servicing all 159 counties in Georgia. If your loved one or your child need in-home care services, please give us a call at 478-345-0523. Most people ask for help when things are bad. You need to ask for help when things are good and in a good space.
Yes.
Because guess what? If you're asking for help and you most people, like, think about this, fair, especially with the foreclosure market back in 2007 hit. A lot of people kept their faces, kept their poker faces, and everything is good. And then when their house is in foreclosure, then they want to ask for help when the bank is trying to take it next week. That's too late to be asking for help. And so what you have to do is you need to start asking for help now, especially if you're in the healthcare business. Definitely, if you're trying to get some assistance, seek help now. How do I do this? How can I become successful? How can I work on this area? What are some things that you have learned that I could take away and that I could grow from in this industry? So not only ask for help, and as we go into this, Ferris, these are, you about to go into it. What are some action steps that you could take now to ask for help? And so I want you to read some of our action steps that we have.
Man, I know we got them like in order, but I think what you just said is actually, I'm going to jump down to our number 5 one. When asking for help, the best way to receive help is to serve.
Right.
I think so many times people ask for help, and it's not asking for help, it's more asking for a handout. Can you give me this? Can I have this? Can you help me here? No, you're not asking for help, ask for a handout. A handout and help are two different things. Help is actually you being positioning yourself to go through and actually serve. Because believe it or not, everyone has something in their life that they can go through and actually be in need of service for. I know, just like I said, I'm a busy person. So let's say if someone needed some assistance or wanted to learn to do something, find what better way to go through and actually get help is to go through and actually serve. Find that thing, you go through, ask that person, follow that person, find that thing that the person needs assistance with and serve, because I guarantee as you serve, they're gonna be willing to go through and pour into you. They're gonna be willing to go through and pour into you and give you the things that you need to go through and actually fulfill the things you may need help in.
Even if that serving is free.
And my thing is, Caleb, on that is when you serve, you have to do it from a servant's heart. It's not to go through. Some people may not be willing to go through and pay somebody that they don't know. But let's say if someone wanted to go through and actually learn the home care game and wanted to go through and actually get some more information about business, and they're saying, well, Ferris, how can I help you out? Well, hey, my schedule's pretty busy. Are you pretty good at typing stuff? Are you pretty good at managing schedule? Are you pretty good can you help me out here? Because I guarantee as they get closer, they will be able to go through and learn even the more on how to run a home care agency.
It's kind of ironic, Ferris, because when my brother and I started the business, the first thing we did was we wanted to get into the healthcare industry, and we tried to figure out what business to get into. And so we served. You know, we started off with an internship with a home care company, and, you know, thought this person was successful, and which they were successful. So we wanted to be like them. We wanted to be successful. We want to have a home care company. We wanted to, we wanted to just see all these things that we wanted to be a replica of that person. And so what we did was we served, I think, for a few months, free, did not pay us any money. We woke up, and then going to our fourth statement, we showed up in the highest level of the game. So we did not just say, you know, when she said, okay, well, you can come into work at 10 o'clock. You know what time we were there? 8 o'clock sharp. We were waiting on them to open the door because we were eager to learn the business. Okay. And so what I would say is definitely when you show up, when you serve, show up at the highest level. If someone's saying, you know what, well, these are the basic minimal duties that you need to do, go over and beyond, show up, because that's what you have to do, especially if you want to, if you're seeking help, if you're seeking some assistance, you have to show up at the highest level.
Exactly, Caleb. I think that's one thing is you all position yourselves.
And then they were willing to teach us, Ferris, because guess what? When you're showing up at the highest level, you're ready to learn new things. Okay. You don't have to worry about filing papers today. Let's see, can we do some home visits? Let's work on interpersonal skills. Let's work on software management. Let's work on, can you do some payroll? Yes. Let's figure out some other things that you could do to really assist me, because you're showing up at the highest level.
Exactly. And I think that's important, because especially when you're because you're serving them, but you're helping yourself as well.
Of course, you're learning everything that you need.
Exactly. You said, and I think so many times one of our other points is putting our ego aside, because we may come from different arenas, different industries, different fields, and sometimes you may be a principal over here, but you may have to start off over here in an entry level position, or serve in an entry level position to get to where you want to go. Or you may be an executive here, but you have to go through to get what you want. You may have to go through and actually shovel some papers or whatever. But
you're saying something right now,
and I think that's the part right there, is humbling yourselves enough to go through and realize that, you know what, the help I need I cannot control the way that I receive my help.
Right.
If for some reason my goal is to be a successful entrepreneur, and that person's willing to help you, start saying, okay, well, hey, what I need you to do is show up at 6 o'clock in the morning and to sweep my office every day. You can't control how the delivery of the process, because it's their process that put in place. Your help is to become a successful entrepreneur. They may want to go through and start somewhere just to see your commitment as well.
Ooh, come on now.
And so that's right there when it comes to that. I think so many times now that's where the ego gets in check. Hold up, you asking me to come up at 6 o'clock in the morning, you ain't even paying me.
And you just want me to mop?
You want me to mop?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we just want to see. We want to see the commitment level.
Because guess what, Ferris? Before someone can really invest in you, they need to see how much you're investing in them.
Exactly. Wow.
Before someone invests in you, especially if you want something that they got, they want to see how much you invest in them. Yep. You know, I'm going to tell you one thing too, Ferris, and this is another point. You have to be willing to pay.
Yep.
I remember, especially when we were doing our internship, not only did we show up at the highest level, not only did we show up on time because we wanted to know all this stuff, whenever there was lunch breaks, we wanted to take that person out for lunch. They didn't pay us. We came out of pocket. Okay, can we take you out to lunch? Can we do this? You know, when was the last time, think about this answer, and I'm gonna pose a question to you. When was the last time that you actually, someone that you wanted to become like, or someone that you wanted to be a role model or a mentor, when have you taken them out to lunch? Instead of them, they may make all of this extra money and may have the time and may drive the car, but when have you invested in them and say, you know what, can I take you out for a Starbucks coffee? Can I take you out to a dinner at Longhorns? Wow. Can I do this? And so we can engage and build that relationship. When have you done that? And so I would say this, you have to, if you want to ask for help, you definitely have to invest.
Yes.
You definitely got to invest.
And because, Caleb, in life, nothing's free. Nothing's free. And especially the thing that's the most expensive is a person's time. And a lot of people, they don't I know I hate wasting my time. And so I like to go through and I like to be around committed people. I like to be around people that are committed to their dreams, their goals, aspirations. They'll be able to go through and do whatever it takes to get to where they want to go. Right. And that includes asking for help, but realizing the process may not be paved the way that they desire for it to be paved as well.
Exactly. This is great, man. Great. So those were some great pointers, man, on some action steps on how to ask for help. And as I reflect that affairs, as I reflect my life, especially being in the healthcare business, many times I had to ask for help.
Yeah.
I had to ask for help, especially with writing policies. I remember we was trying to get this waiver with the Department of Behavior, Health and Development Disabilities. And so he asked for some consultants to assist us with you remember that, Paris?
I remember the story.
We calling them names out. But we asked for help there. We asked for help even with our accounting systems and learning about those different things about accounting that we did not need, did not know. What are some things that you remember along our journey, Paris? What have we asked for help?
I think that every level that we continue to go through and go up, we always ask for help, and we always go through and invest in ourselves throughout the process, because asking for help is one thing, but another thing is willing to be able to put skin in the game, being able to go through and serve. There are many home care agencies out there that we went in and actually served them. Like we went in and maybe assisted them with setting up their operations, but it allowed us to go through and it taught us how to go through and manage people ourselves by assisting them, by helping them. It's been a few opportunities where we join different masterminds to get around to ask for help and be able to go through, not just ask for help, but to reciprocate as well, because it's one thing to ask and just receive, but we also want to give and become valuable to other people as well. So that's the thing, Caleb, along the journey, we will never be out of a position to go through and help. Right. Because that's how we actually become more blessed and more successful, is the more that we help. The more that we help, no matter how small or large the help may be, that's a position we always will remain in.
That's amazing. Well, that's our episode, how to ask for help. I hope this episode really was so much impactful for you, and you learned some valuable tips on how to ask for help. Definitely go to Spotify if you can right now and subscribe to our podcast, Conversation with the Homecare Guyz. Click that bell, and that will give you a notification whenever we have all of our podcasts out for the week.
Exactly. Also, I want you to go through and actually go to us on YouTube as well. Subscribe to our channel, our YouTube channel. It's an amazing channel. We have different playlists in there. So if you're looking for something to inspire you entrepreneurially or in the healthcare field or just in different other arenas of your life, please feel free to go through and actually follow us on YouTube as well, the Homecare Guyz with the Z. Again, Kayla, this is an amazing episode. Again, asking for help is empowering. Asking for help is something that we all will go through and actually do at some point of our life as well. And we just want to we hope that you took away a few nuggets on today to go through and assist you along your journey as well.
Have a great day.